Alright, y'all. I have not seen this clip, but I did save it a while ago. And it's called What Most Single Mothers Wish they would have done differently. Out Loud with Claudia Jordan. Now she has Judge Lauren Lake on here, the judge from the paternity court. And I'm just very interested to what she has to say that single mothers wish they should have done. So after I drink this tea, we're going to play it.
I don't have children. I have two cats, and like
I got a cat.
you know,
That's my baby too.
I just
Oh, I only in the title in the icon thing they only show the judge because I guess she's the most popular. But I guess we have a whole panel of reasons why. Okay, let's go.
couldn't imagine how that must feel. You're in a relationship with someone. It's not like some casual, passing in the night, like just hooking up. A real relationship with someone. You have these conversations. You talk about building. You talk about your future and the child, and then that changes because someone has a change of heart.
Yeah.
But that's gotta feel like so heartbreaking.
Is she trying to imply that most single mothers are single mothers, or all, maybe even all, or because they actually had the fucking conversation prior to, and somebody simply changed their mind? Hopefully, I hope I'm just jumping to conclusions, and that's not what he kind of just implied. I hope that's not the case, because we know on the majority, ladies, if this actually happened to you, not talking about you, the majority of single mothers are single mothers because they were frivolously fucking. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, you get over it though. Real fast because reality hits, and at the end of the day, you have to like take those emotions and bottle them up and use them as power. And I believe we all use them as power. It's not something that we want to do, but it's something we gotta do. Like my mama used to always say, "Mama's baby, daddy maybe."
Period.
So you gotta do.
Period. You know what could stop that? Calm down with the hyper fucking. Just to stop. Maybe, I don't know, commit to your partner. Maybe that will solve some of this. Maybe. I don't know, but maybe I'm just being one of those old farts. Who knows?
Do what you gotta do.
What went through your mind when you're like, oh my God, like I went from being in a relationship to now I'm a single mom?
You wanna know what really went
Yeah,
through my
yeah,
mind?
and keep it 100.
I cannot believe I moved to Arizona with this man. Oh my goodness, my daddy gonna be so mad. But what it did was I didn't want to hear my family say anything negative about him, or I didn't want my daughter to hear my family say anything negative about him, and I try my best not to say nothing negative about him. But
That's gotta be hard though.
oh yeah.
Like I commend
Yes.
women that don't say something negative because
But your kids, they know.
And
Yeah.
if they don't know immediately, they know eventually.
And
So
then they
you just
start
gotta let that
learning,
shit
and
ride.
that's the worst part is when they start learning it, and you got to go back and recant what you say. Oh, he a good daddy. He doing what he can, baby.
Wow.
No,
Nah,
she
you're the
starts
liar.
seeing like you a liar. So
Right.
tell me the truth.
right, because they know, right? So Kimberly
Daddy-
and Lakeisha, do you have similar stories like this?
My story's not like that. I was high school sweethearts. Yay.
Aw.
We broke up. Very toxic relationship. We never should have lasted that long. But we broke up, and we had been apart for a few months.
What was his rank in the high school socially? Is what I would like to know. Because that would again show that just maybe, stop aiming for this. Now this again, it's just me assuming. My second assumption. Maybe stop aiming for this type at every stage of your life. And maybe it's what happened. No, this is not me letting dudes off the hook. Just me going by their stories that they're telling.
He missed me. Let's hang out. Okay, fine. I'm not on birth control, so we're not doing anything. That's fine. I just missed my friend. And then we had sex, so I got pregnant.
So y'all really be believing y'all lies like that, or is she wording that story that way to be a victim, or to take all the blame off of her? It's one of the two. And I don't. I'm not one of these people that believes that y'all think that y'all actually get to the point where y'all believe y'all lies. I think it's the second option, and she just doctored that story to where she takes the blame off herself. Because if she knows that she wasn't on birth control, it's not enough to be like, hey, we're not having sex, but then you have sex anyway. Really? You really thought you were going to end up with your old fling who you always went back to no matter how toxic the relationship was, and you weren't going to have sex with this guy? You fucking serious?
Wow.
Blessings and salutations.
So then you didn't decide to try to.
And then, no. So after that.
Also, ladies, a lot of your toxic relationships weren't really relationships. The nigga was just, fucking you. And you kept going back when he wanted to fuck you again. That's not a toxic relationship. That's you.
I miss you, let's hang out. We had sex. We were like back into our groove of things. I was sick. I had the flu, and that's what I thought was happening. I just was sick. He's like, "You're pregnant." I'm not pregnant. Leave me alone. Mm-hmm. So I was pregnant, and then he had left my house. I called him to tell him that I was pregnant because he made me take a test, and I actually was like, I'm not wasting money on a pregnancy test that I know is going to tell me no. Mm-hmm. So I went to the 99-cent store and got a test because
reliable 99 cents.
Yeah. And
do you trust those?
No, they're accurate. They're very accurate.
It definitely told me yes, but I was like, it's from the 99 cent store.
Right.
It's not true. So I had to go buy a real test, and that shit said yes too. I sat there for 30 minutes waiting for the knot to pop up in front of the pregnant, and it never did.
Wow.
So I called him and I was like, so I'm pregnant. And he's like, thank you for ruining my life.
What? Wait, thank you for ruining my life. Well, sir, you could have put a condom on that thing and you would have,
Listen, I gave him a number of options. The time of conception.
Right.
And he said it's too late. So
he wanted it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Sorry to hear.
So he ignored you telling him that you were off birth control. He wanted you, and the way you made it sound, he was happily telling you to take the test because you're pregnant. It sounds very flirty and fun when the way you made it sound like he said it. I'm not sure. I don't think that's what really happened. And then you call him and say, yeah, you are pregnant. He's like, thanks for ruining my life. None of that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. I believe the part where you say you were on total birth control, he was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to fuck you anyway. But the part where he was playfully telling you you're pregnant and all that, because I heard a lot of mostly in high school, heard a lot of women describe that very situation. He was telling me, oh, you pregnant. I know I got you pregnant. You pregnant. I don't think that really happened. I think he was trying to say, bro, you fucking pregnant, bro? No, I'm not pregnant. No, leave me alone. No. Bro, you fucking pregnant. Take the fucking test, dude. So we can fucking know, bro. Take the fucking test. Now, I don't believe he told you you had an abortion, but I'm pretty sure that was in his head. He was like, damn, I fucked up.
Hear that. What's your story?
Well, see, my story is very different. I came out of a relationship with my high school sweetheart, and when we broke up, 3 months later, I met my daughter's dad. Then 6 months after that, I got pregnant with my daughter. So me not really knowing him from the jump, but I already knew he had a substantial amount of children already. I got pregnant and I said, I'm not gonna have an abortion and I'm gonna keep my daughter. So whether...
How many steps of selfish and stupid was that? 90 days out of a high school sweetheart relationship, 6 months later, now you're pregnant, but you already know. How old was this guy?
Together or not, it's going to be on me. Mm-hmm. So me not really knowing him, we just jumped into the relationship immediately. We were like, forget it.
Was it a relationship or were y'all just fucking? I feel like I'm hearing a lot of doctored statements on this right now. I don't feel like I'm hearing the real shit right now.
let's just move in together while I'm pregnant, still getting to know each other. So
Did he have a job? Was he broke due to all the child support? Why did he agree to move in with his several baby mother? Why? Why wasn't he already living with one, or was he already living with one?
it was
least you
like,
tried.
We trying. You can't get mad at that.
hold on, we ain't there
Okay.
yet. Oh.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. Y'all just told 3 dumbass stories of terrible fucking decisions. We can get mad at that. We absolutely can. Because how these judges, female judges, want to sit up here and say, fucking up the community. Y'all just told 3 stories that fucked up the community. That plays a part in it.
Because we simple.
That's not that simple, y'all. That's actually really good. So boom, pregnancy, all good, all great, lovey-dovey, boom, boom, have my baby. Everything just switch up. It's like
As soon as the baby was born?
Yeah, it's like we got a total disconnect. We up and moved from Redlands. We moved to Victorville. Just a snap decision. Broke our lease and just moved. It was just like not stable. And I come from, I didn't have my mom or dad, so I was raised by my grandparents. So me moving from that stable environment to living unstable, income not really there, money not really there, trying to figure out if rent's gonna get paid. That was hard and it was draining and stressful. So me sitting here, we're up and moving with a 5-week-old baby, trying to do better. I'm transferring jobs. Money's not good because they moved me to part.
Money's not there. She's working. What was he doing? Was this the relationship or a I'm homeless ship? Don't doctor your story. I feel like she's doctoring her story just like the other 2 did.
It was really, really stressful.
Yeah,
Lauren,
absolutely.
Do you hear these kind of stories a lot?
All the time. I mean, this is it. It's all about relationships. It's all about living life. And more importantly, it's about empowering yourself to understand.
Relationship expert? I've watched Paternity Court several times. I wouldn't give her that label.
And that, to your point, it will always be mama's baby and papa's baby. And at the end of the day, you are the vessel through which this child comes. And so much of the stress and so much of the responsibility falls on you while the other party is trying to figure it out. And that's one of the reasons why we have to, say to women, like, listen, you don't wait for a man to protect himself. Protect yourself, demand it, because at the end of the day, you will be left with this responsibility, and ain't nobody gonna question who the mama is. That's just a reality, and it's unfair.
What's unfair? And unfair to who? Let's listen before take it there.
But it's real. It's real, and the stress of it, like you said. I mean, babies are little people. I always say, I'm like,
Okay, she didn't address it, but I'm assuming she's saying it's unfair to women that they're automatically known to be the mother, but the dad. First of all, that's not fair or unfair. That's just biology. That's just the situation. What's unfair is you can say I am the father, or you can deny it. Completely take total control of the situation. And then when you decide, you know what, I'm going to keep it. You can tell them to force me to help you. That's unfair. That you took all of the possible, my decision making, after I took it out of my pants. Out of my control. That's unfair.
Nobody want to go half on a baby, but then nobody want to go half on the child support and all the responsibilities that it takes to take care of the baby.
I know, right? Like when a dude be having his kid like the whole summer, and then like the mama don't be having a chip in. That shit sucks. How they go, oh, the baby has to have the same quality of life, so that's why we're making you pay child support. But when the guy got the kid, they don't make the mama do like the mothery stuff like console, they don't make her come over and kiss the boo boo that they have, do they? I'm talking about cuts and shit. They don't make the mom send pre-prepared meals, do they? That's unfair. Nobody wants to go half on that.
Few things that infuriate me more than a man saying a woman's trying to like come up on him when it's his child. Like I'm like, that is your child, and you feel like she's coming up by you paying child support. Are there people that abuse the system? Absolutely. But for the most part, like things are expensive and food costs money.
Period.
And that just
that was the thing too, is
Did she know that before she got pregnant? And decided to keep it despite me not wanting it? Did she know that?
he decided that I trapped him, which is wildly disrespectful in itself, because at the time he was the only person that I had ever had sex with. But
he was your first?
yeah, he was like my high school sweetheart. That was my first everything. At the time, he was the only person I had ever had sex with.
I see your eyes are welling up right now.
No, it's, you know what, it's not even it's not even an emotional thing for me, because I can just, he's no different.
But that's okay to
It's like
I just want to tell my sisters, okay? As black women, we put this stress on ourselves to always have to be strong black women. There is nothing wrong with you being upset about this, because this is real life, and it's something you shouldn't have to deal with. This is someone that you didn't just have a one-night stand with. This is your man. And saying that you trapped him with a child that
and
you
his mom was still paying all his bills, so I trapped your mama if I trapped anybody. But that's but I just think that if you, as a woman, like, okay, yes, there are situations where if you have sex with a wealthy man, then you feel like you're.
So the joke about living with his mom or his mom paying all of his bills. Why would you keep that baby? Why? Like, what the oh. I mean, yeah, his decision was stupid as hell too. But jeez, what type of sense this shit made? Why? Did you know? Did both of you fucking know that you kind of had to have income? These stories get absolutely ridiculous when you start hearing this shit.
You're set for life, whatever. But in most situations, like, the woman is trapped. If anything, I'm the one that has to carry the child for 9 months. You can walk away from this today. I can get pregnant right now, and you can walk away and never deal with this again.
Speak on the woman being trapped.
So it's like,
I got trapped.
I'm the one that's trapped, because I'm dealing with this every single day. Like, every sacrifice that I have to make, you don't have to. When she's sick and I have to call out of work because she can't go to school, you're not dealing with that. I'm trapped, not you. Be free. So
But I don't want to be trapped with the child support at all. So one thing you could do is like just give up the kid, put it up for adoption. You literally can get rid of all of this. You can't get rid of all of this. And for all the people who say, but adoption places are terrible, have you seen them? It's not my problem. It's not. I don't want the thing. Get rid of it. All this complaining you do, it doesn't sound like you want it either. So either do it on your own or drop it off somewhere.
trapping is a scam.
The sacrifices you ladies have.
Trapping is a reality. It doesn't mean you did it, no, but it is a reality, not a fucking scam. I'm sure she used the wrong word there, though.
Made. I would definitely want to get back to you about being trapped. What kind of sacrifices have you guys made for you ladies made for your kids, being a mom?
Dropping out of school.
You dropped out of school?
I had a full ride to college.
Wow.
And he don't even know it. Like, he don't know. He keeps trying to put me in this box of this ratchet girl. Boy, I was a whole athlete, scholar. What are you talking about?
Wow.
Honestly, that's...
You can be a rat and an athlete. You can. A rat is more so of your behavior. You can be a stupid rat, but you can be a world-class athlete and still be a fucking rat.
first thing people think when you're going to do a show with single moms? Like, that is a stereotype, especially when it's black women, that you're ratchet single moms looking for a check to go get your hair done and buy purses. And none of you ladies come off like that. None of you ladies, you have stories, and I hate that people get thrown into that box, like ratchet baby mama. What about the ratchet baby daddy?
Right, because
That's why I'm here by
from
myself.
where we started and where I am now, I've grown and grown.
Hey, hello.
And he's still there. He's so beneath any man that I would ever deal with in my life today. I'm almost embarrassed that that's the man that I laid down with. Because I've grown so much and I've experienced so much, and just being a mom and having to grow up to be a mom in itself has created so much growth inside of me that I look back and I'm like, bitch, what?
Lauren, you must see a lot of women that probably are embarrassed of the choices they've made.
Sure. And I always say, anybody in the gallery that has never been embarrassed about someone they've dated, slept with, had a relationship with, or either stayed with too long, raise your hand, and nobody can raise their hand. We've all been there. We've all been in relationships that we know didn't serve us in the way we wanted to. So that's a human condition. The thing about it is that we've got to understand that when we bring little people into it, that's a whole different dynamic. And I hear you ladies, and I love how empowered you are. I love how much you've overcome. But
them being empowered is what got them into the situation in the first place.
I have to speak to so many women and so many men who they have not overcome it. It hasn't made them stronger. It hasn't made them wiser. They haven't grown. And the children are truly affected by the dysfunction that occurs when a mother and a father, two people who willingly laid down and made a child, won't willingly be there to raise the child.
You're the vessel, right? So I'm going to be an ass and make an asshole argument. Of course, to waste my time. Once I drop the seed off, at that point, I'm not making anything. You are. So it really, like, the two of us didn't make it. You did. You could have stopped it at any point. Seriously, honestly, seriously. Real talk. You could have stopped it. So I didn't make anything. You did.
And that's happening a lot more than we really want to talk about. I am so happy for the success stories of you women, but that's not always the case. And a lot of young women are still stuck on that same day, on that same Tuesday at 3 o'clock when I laid down with Ray Ray and he told me he loved me and wanted me to have my baby. And we 9 years later, and Ray Ray Jr. want to know where Ray Ray is and he ain't nowhere to be found. And the woman is still stuck in that moment trying to understand, why would I do that? How could I do that? Now I've let my kid down. I'm still angry with Ray Ray. How do I get him to participate in the child? Can I make him do it? If I take him to court, then he'll never come around. Like, it's all these dynamics that young women are dealing with that I think we have to acknowledge, because that's how we empower.
And you see, for me, it was like, after a very tumultuous pregnancy, we tried to do the whole relationship thing after, and it was like, well, it didn't work because our relationship pre-child was still very toxic. So we shouldn't have tried in the first place. But initially, I wanted to give my child the opportunity to live in a two-parent household. I didn't have that. My dad was never around. So I wanted to give her that opportunity, you know? And then I sat back and I'm like, a child is a product, I believe, a child is a product of their environment, but an adult gets to create the environment from which they want to be a product of. So if I'm looking at my child, if him and I are in the same room, even if we're not talking, the energy is off. There's so much animosity, there's so much negativity just in the energy alone. And if my child, even she doesn't understand what's happening, she can feel that energy. So later in life, when she's in a relationship and it's not a healthy relationship, if she feels the negative energy, she's gonna look back like, when I was a baby and my mom and my dad were in the same room, this is what it felt like. So this must be fine, you know? And so I had to look at it from that perspective, where I didn't want to create that environment for her, because down the line, then I fuck her head up and she needs counseling by 16.
Good for you for realizing that. You know? Kimberly, back to you. Let's talk about you feeling trapped.
No, not feeling. He told me, I'm gonna have a baby with you. And I'm like, oh, you know, you laughed that off. And he's like, no.
What the fuck? He tells you this by having a bunch of... Did he lie about having a bunch of kids? And you didn't know until after? What? Are we gonna... Is anybody on this set gonna call her out on this fucked up decision? Is anybody? Call her out on this shit.
You're gonna get pregnant.
So he actually wanted
yeah,
to get you
absolutely.
pregnant.
He will
Sit your
tell.
ass down.
He will tell you to your face. Yeah, I trapped her.
So what? So you didn't. So you didn't. You didn't take any precautions on your end, did you? Or did you?
No.
Not?
Remember when the trap word was disrespectful? Literally 5 minutes ago. Remember when it was disrespectful?
It was. I was young. I was young and naive. I was about 20 years old.
Did you think it couldn't happen? Did you think I'm not gonna get
I'm not
pregnant?
pregnant.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because I had an abortion at 18.
So did you think that would make it harder for you to
Yeah,
conceive? Because there's people here that have had 17 abortions,
Right.
18 abortions.
It's just my mom.
Wow,
I
what
went
a
off of her.
number.
Yeah,
I
I've
went
heard
off
that.
Oh my god, dude. What kind of fucking way of thinking was that? I had an abortion, so I'm not going to get pregnant. I canceled my last pregnancy, so therefore it's continuing. It's still canceling. What the fuck, dude? Really? Jeez, how did she graduate?
That before, I'm like, damn.
My mom had said, she had an abortion at a young age as well, so she didn't have me till she was 30. So I
She
said,
still
okay,
had
well, I
you.
probably can't have kids. I tried, I didn't protect myself after that, and I still didn't get pregnant. So
Listen, I understand that they want this to be a safe environment and peaceful, but how much dumbassness are they going to let her just spew out and not say anything? What the fuck? Ladies, I know y'all like to say that we don't check each other. No, fuck that. Yes, we do. God damn it. In most circles. All right? I've heard several dudes complaining about some shit, about child support and all this shit, and other dudes like, nigga, why you keep having all these baby mamas in? There's nobody going to check her on this stupid ass shit she's saying. Anybody.
I'm like, I probably can't get pregnant. Yeah. And I still got a little story to tell.
So you felt trapped. Like, what did he not you want? Well, clearly he didn't want you to be with anybody else.
Right.
So what was describe this? The trapping.
Well, we were dealing with each other, and he just was like, once he said that, I never took it serious. We're still, messing around. I'm coming off of a breakup, so I'm not trying to do anything serious. And just like, it was funny that you said, you're looking for somebody with the bag. I can't say that I wasn't that woman previously, because I was. Like,
They just got through saying being anti this, or this is not the most situation in most cases, and blah blah blah, and it's like, but here she is. The second time of something that they talked about wasn't, or they spoke against. Here she is saying that she was the shit.
I need a nigga with a check. I need him with the big bins.
Right.
I need him with the big bank account.
it's
Who
funny.
wants a broke nigga anyway?
Exactly. So that's me, and me being young, I'm like,
And it's funny. Gee, I wonder why this still happens. Cause this shit is funny. I want nigga with the beans. I need the bag. And it's funny. How many of y'all claim that dudes like they got the money, got all this shit, they fuck up a little young girl's head and do this shit, and you laugh at it. So they can't be a traumatizing experience. So why are you mad at niggas that do this shit then? Why? Because it's not traumatizing. It's funny. So when I see it happening in real life, I'ma just laugh at it because it's funny.
me being young, I'm like, he pulled up with at that time, he came up in a Benz, but it wasn't a new Benz, but it still was a Benz.
But it still had the Beamer sign.
It had the, how people take pictures of the steering wheel, had the Beamer.
Yo, they are still in that mind frame, yo. Look at how they're like, in a way, having their enclosed girl talk as if nobody is listening. They don't regret this situation. They don't. It doesn't really bother them. The only thing that bothers them is when they're like late on the bill or have to like do some money balancing. But they don't regret this situation. It's perfectly fine and normal to them. They cool with it. So again, I have to ask, why would I have a problem with a dude that's doing this to any female? Why? It's funny.
Oh, that's Beamer. That's what it was. So
He was working his
so, you
way
know,
up.
flexing. You know, he got out fly, came up to my car. I was like, oh yeah,
You
girl, I
gotta
like
watch
your
the
nails.
flex.
I like your nails. You know, and I kind of was like, oh, he kind of cute. You know, got the beard going. You know, let me try. You know, let me mess with me a little bit. You know, rebound off my ex, and then, you know, after that we just got the rolling. That's when he said, I'm gonna have a baby with you.
Listen to how she told that story. She will still take this nigga back and have his second baby. Another baby back. They are not, I'm telling you, they don't regret this. So why are we mad at the niggas that did it to them? They're fine.
He did it.
meant it.
And he did it.
Safari
And I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
With her, and he meant it.
But the crazy part is that even though he's not as active as I want him to be, I leave the door open. I don't give any problems.
Yeah,
I'm probably the most lenient baby mama that.
The mother of his child.
Here you go, baby mama.
I was gonna say
Mother of his child.
I want to get.
I want to go to this comment section and see what they said. Oh, first, it's no secret that motherhood is a tough task with and without a support system. The guest on the show discussed what it's like to be the primary parent with no support, and Lauren Lake weighs in on the single mother phenomenon. Did she really? She said like 3 sentences, and none of them meant anything. Fox Soul is a new I'm not reading that. Stop having babies with your man. Start having babies with your husband. I bet a whole lot of women mad at this. Why you gotta be my husband? You can't just take care of your shit anyway. If you notice, it's never the woman's fault. Yep. Shaking my head, y'all lost. Plenty of married women who are now single moms. So just keep doing it then. I mean, if it changes nothing, let's think about this, Ebony, ladies that think like Ebony. If getting married, if being committed before you have the baby changes nothing, then why not just do what they did and just fuck around until you get pregnant? Why? What's the difference? That's a real question. Because if that's what you're telling me, I honestly would tell you, shit, yeah, have your fun and fuck who you want. Just make sure, hell, try to stay away from STDs. And just whenever you get pregnant, because literally you are bound to have the same, outcome. But they had a commitment that fell apart. These girls are having children with men they cannot even be with. Do you get the difference? I truly understand that a man of God is going to live by God's. Oh, fucking God. Y'all let that God shit really fuck your head up. Single motherhood should not be glorified. And it absolutely was. It wasn't glorified, but it was. Again, if you're a young girl watching this, you're like, damn. Seriously, the only thing that a little girl would take out of that is men suck. They don't do this and that. Single motherhood is because they're strong and they got it. They're having fun on that stage. Can we bring back marriage before having children? For what? For what? What generation is going to bring it back? This one? That's glorifying the bullshit? This one? It's the kids who get trapped. They didn't ask for any of this. I'm looking for female replies. I didn't really know him, but I already knew he had a substantial amount of children, and I got pregnant. So why get pregnant by a man who did not know only the children suffer in this situation? Again, that story blew my mind and how nobody called her out on it. Nobody called her out on that shit. Nobody. Oh, I'm definitely watching that at some point. Have your standards and men got as you. Wow. Definitely. We covering that one. Mate selection should be taught in schools. Nope. Just all the other bullshit. I'm saying more men replies than women. We watch this shit like that. I think the single mother that they neglected to highlight here is the divorced single mother. A lot of times after divorce, some men neglect to support their children both financially and emotionally. So don't get a divorce. So don't get a divorce. I don't understand. Because now what you have set yourself up for is I can turn this around and say, who do you care about more, you or your kid? Because if he's taking care of his kid while you're married, and you feel like he won't win a divorce, by divorce him. Bite the bullet for your kid. Think young women have to be taught about their value very early on. How sleeping with any man outside of marriage is a huge risk. No daddy in the home plays a huge role. Nah, that's not true. They can do whatever they want. Don't worry about them. They good. They have kids. They kids good. They do this. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta worry about them. Fucking idiots. I found the conversation very distressing, just downright sad. Sadly, so many young women and men don't have a father in the home. Haven't seen a healthy relationship. That's the issue. These women making humans with anybody. Yuck. Jug Glaze said a mouthful. Literally. She said like 3 sentences. I like how Claudia interviews. Why? But I'm not seeing much that I actually like here. Stop being strong black women. It's a waste of life. That a man's job to be strong. Alrighty, so yeah, be right, not positive. And what did you think?